आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
On the show tonight, pro-Khamenei protests in India. And I ask tonight, which way should we look at it? From the point of view of national interest or from the point of view of Khamenei being a Muslim leader? And at 9 o'clock tonight, did Trump underestimate Iran? Is America no longer in control after initiating the killing of Khamenei and the consequences of that action? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start with, of course, the big stories. As of today, an Iranian missile has hit one of the world's largest refineries, Aramco, in Saudi. It's a statement of intent by the Iranians that they are not doing random attacks, but that they're doing focused attacks. The world's largest LNG supplier, Qatar Energy, has suspended supplies over the Iran war after it was hit by an Iranian missile. Most importantly, America is losing people. Today, America was forced to admit that 3 American fighter jets were shot down by Iran over Kuwait. They're claiming it was due to friendly fire, but they've also lost 4 of their personnel. And in a press conference some time back, the Americans have said that they are prepared to be hurt more. They're saying these are major combat operations and they are prepared for casualties. Iranian missiles have also hit the US embassy in Kuwait. America has admitted it was under siege, but most importantly, the person who Americans were saying, a man called Larijani, who Americans were saying is talking to them and wanting to initiate conversations, and this was the story being planted in the American media, that Larijani wants to initiate a fresh round of nuclear discussions with America, has himself gone on record and says, nothing doing. I'm not negotiating with America. I'm going to fight them. Ladies and gentlemen, therefore, this is a bigger, longer pitched battle than Trump expected. Now, in India, we have people coming out in support of Khamenei. We had a lot of visuals from Kashmir, for example, where people, mostly from the Shia community, gathered in Srinagar, Budgam, Lal Chowk, mourning the death of their supreme leader. In Hyderabad, Shia organizations held major rallies. In Lucknow, there was so much solidarity shown with Iran, opposition to the American strikes, and Khamenei has a Lucknow connection. Many places across India, there were visuals coming in from our reporters. Sambhal, particularly Punjab, Ludhiana, there were posters of Benjamin Netanyahu which were burnt during demonstrations. And of course in Delhi as well, in the Jorbagh area, there were protests expressing support. The All India Shia Council led demonstrations in Bhopal. In Mumbai, they met in Govandi. People were crying. Even in Ladakh, there was a mourning procession and a sense of widespread grief and solidarity among Shia communities across the country. Not unnatural, because Khamenei was not just the leader of Iran. He had assumed over the last 3 to 4 decades a position of leadership among the Shia community around the world, and he wanted to be seen to be a leader of the Muslim community around the world. Viewers, which brings me to a critical fact. Are these protesters who are crying for Khamenei, are these groups which are supporting Khamenei, are these people who are beating their chest over Khamenei, who are saying that with Khamenei we have lost everything? Ladies and gentlemen, I will have to ask one question. Have they ever asked what Khamenei's position was after and during Operation Sindoor and after Pahalgam? Now they are crying for Khamenei. Did they ever ask whether Khamenei stood with Pakistan or not? After Operation Sindoor, at that time, the only thing that mattered to Khamenei was not any kind of non-aligned status. He looked upon Pakistan as a Muslim country. In 2017, Khamenei said, I'm going to lead the whole Muslim world because India is oppressing Muslims in Kashmir. Khamenei did what Pakistani propaganda did, and today there are all these people who are crying like they've lost a family member. Do they ever think about what Khamenei's policy was, what Khamenei did after we removed Article 370? They're talking about the loss of Khamenei like he's one of their own, like some grandfatherly figure. Did they ever ask what Khamenei said when, during the Delhi riots, he said, India is massacring Muslims. He said, I will isolate India from the Muslim world. He used the hashtag Indian Muslims in danger. He targeted Hindus. In 2020, under Khamenei, Iran's parliament said India is a country that discriminates against Muslims. Khamenei was totally into politics. He wanted to be a leader of the Muslim world, which is why he even placed India alongside Gaza. Now, my point is, and especially to the Muslim community in India, I understand your religious affiliation issue, especially the Shia community. But have you asked yourself whether Khamenei was in the interests of Bharat, of India, or does that matter or not to all the people who were crying at that point of time, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, at one point, every country has to be driven by national interest. The citizens of the country today, the Muslim citizens particularly, who are crying over Khamenei, should ask themselves, where is India's national interest? In standing with Iran today? After Khamenei? Despite everything that Iran has done against our national interest? Yes, we have had a relationship with them. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have had a relationship with Iran, and we've had a strategic relationship with Iran. We have maritime interests in Iran. But are we not to consider the advantage of being with Israel at this time? Forget the religious issue. They are Jewish, they are Muslim. That's not the point. Which country will help us with our air defense artillery? Which country will give us the drones we want, the technology we want, the transfer of technology which we are seeking? Where is India's interest in lining up with Iran or being with Khamenei? Ladies and gentlemen, therefore, this is the problem of the Congress party. All they want is the Muslim vote. So they have been going on and saying, we are with Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei. And I'm not surprised, because Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Vadra probably don't care about the fact that Khamenei has targeted India in a way that few global leaders have, called us a place where Muslims can't live. And the Congress party, which wants to become a Muslim party, which has decided that its eventual destiny is in the direction of being a Muslim party, is using this situation to do the same Shaheen Bagh kind of politics. And therefore, viewers, if you're watching tonight, I would say be very careful. Be very careful. The same Boti Imran Masood character of the Congress party says the world has lost a brave leader. He would never ask, did this so-called brave Khamenei not stand against India during Operation Sindoor and with Pakistan? Ladies and gentlemen, I have no problem with the outpouring of grief that some Muslims are having in our country. Some, not all. But I do have a problem if there is an attempt at looking upon Khamenei as the supreme leader. To those Indian Muslims who are looking upon Khamenei as the supreme leader, remember, he was the supreme leader of Iran. He is not anything more than that. Keep national interest first. Community and religious affiliations have to come last. National interest has to come first. At least that's my view. Do you agree with me? If you do, you can share this. Now let's debate.
Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, killed. West Asia plunged into war. But tremors are being felt far and beyond. These are visuals from Srinagar. The valley erupts. From Budgam to Baramulla to Pulwama and Bandipora, as pro-Khamenei protests take to streets. Beating their chests, mourning Khamenei's death, while denouncing US and Israel actions.
अगर एक खामनाई उन्होंने शहीद किया ना, हमारे घर से और पता नहीं निकलेंगे। बहुत हमारे जो पेट में बच्चे हैं ना, वो भी हमने उन्हीं के लिए रखे हैं, अपने इमाम हुसैन के लिए, अपने इस्लाम के लिए।
Their anger over something that unfolded miles away, now spilling into streets back home.
Srinagar Baramulla highway has been completely is on standby mode. It has been completely disturbed. The vehicles, the passengers are not being allowed to move further because of the escalating situation that you see. My VJ Mubashir is showing you the frames where you see that the police persons using the shields and the batons trying to push these people away from the security vehicle, but in return they are pelting the stones. The complete road, this very road is completely covered with the blocks, the bricks, the stones. But this is more like a situation in the Srinagar particularly is escalating.
Pro-Khamenei marches were taken out across India, from Ajmer to Lucknow, from Delhi to Karnataka, choosing sides, inciting violence, stirring chaos back home has few takers. It's Trump's war in the Middle East. Why protest in India?
I think these people are overdoing it. I really think, Sushil, that these Muslim groups are overdoing it. This love for Khamenei, like they've lost their very own. He's a Khamenei. He's the most anti-India person. He has always been targeting our country and standing with Pakistan. And I would like to say that let's not become members of the Khamenei League. It's Iran's problem.
Yes, Arnab.
And Sushil, someone needs to tell Asif Hussain Sohail, sitting in Hyderabad, that he's Indian, not Iranian.
Yes.
इतना मातम का माहौल ठीक है भाई. This is an anti-India man. 370 के बाद anti-India, Operation सिंदूर के समय anti-India, पहलगाम के समय anti-India, totally pro-Pakistan, Pakistan propaganda, ISI के साथ हमेशा हर वक्त ऐसे हाहाकार बना दिया आपने. जैसे you are Persian, you are not Persian. आप पर्शियन नहीं हैं. आज एडवोकेट उमर जुनेदी, आप पर्शियन नहीं हैं, आप कर्नाटका से हैं. आप हैदराबाद से नहीं हैं. आसिफ, आप हैदराबाद से हैं, आप तेहरान से नहीं हैं. आपको आइडेंटिटी क्राइसिस है क्या? अरे आपको किसने पूछा है विवेक? आई हैव नॉट इवन आस्क्ड यू. No, I'm just saying here tonight it's absurd. I can quite understand the anti-America protests and all that, but now you got to stop, you know. What is this? I really don't understand. I really do not understand this at all. Yes, Sushil, please open the discussion. Sushil.
Thank you, Arnab. First
Yes.
of all, congratulations for taking up this issue and framing it so well. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. While we all are concerned, but frankly, I am not surprised, and I'll give you reason why I'm not surprised. And these reasons go back to history.
Okay.
More than 105 years ago, when Caliphate was dismantled, the Ottoman Empire was completely destroyed by British. In far away from Turkey, in Kerala, we had something called a Mopla rebellion. It wasn't a rebellion. They pounced upon their fellow neighboring Hindus who had nothing to do with dismantling of caliphate. And the communists spun it into some kind of a peasant revolt. They are very good at lying about history, distorting history for their own ends.
So shots of the...
And the Congress you mentioned, which is increasingly pretending to be Muslim League, supported Khilafat movement. It had nothing to do with India. Caliphate and the Caliph had nothing to do with India, but Hindus bore the brunt of it. We were massacred, raped, converted at the point of sword. And if you don't have to believe Indian accounts of it, read Annie Besant's letter, and your stomach will churn as to what Hindu men, women and children went through in Malabar more than 100 years ago because of something that happened to the Caliphate in faraway Turkey. Second instance, in Kashmir in 1979, when Pakistan hanged its former Prime Minister Bhutto, Ziaul Haq did this, Kashmir erupted. And the National Conference cadres, at that time they were the ruling party, they went for the blood of Jamaat-e-Islami because Jamaat-e-Islami and Congress were together, and this was a bipolar polity in Kashmir, and Jamaat-e-Islami was supporting Ziaul Haq's Islamization of Pakistan.
Yes.
They chased and burnt houses and looted libraries. They even burnt Quran Sharif. And when they were told that, what are you doing? You are burning Quran Sharif. They said, no, this is a Jamaati Quran. This is how they created mayhem in Kashmir. Now, why should people, leaders, societies, politics far away from India not concerned about us?
Sushil, 1 minute, I'll stop. I just want to play the audio, Sushil, 1 minute.
I'll give you the reason.
Stay with those visuals. No, I just want 1 second. I want to show a visual. Just put the ambience up. Viewers hear this. It's happening live. Now, I go back here, and what disturbs me, Sushil, is that they are lamenting the death of a man who, okay, many people can respect him, many Shias respect him, but who has not had a great record against India as a nation, versus India as a nation. I'm concerned about that. Sushil.
Arnab, Iran erupted to call for death of dictator, not less than, barely a few weeks back. Iranian streets were chanting for his death because he's been cruel to his own people. He's been merciless. He has massacred his own defenseless, unarmed population.
I can't hear you, Vivek, you're muted. Huh.
This is why.
Yeah. You're muted, Vivek. Windows should be changed, okay? We don't remain on the 6th window, Aditi. I can't hear. Vivek, you're muted. You're muted, so I'll have to take him off air. So producer will have to call him and say you're muted, otherwise it's disturbing the flow of the program. Ladies and gentlemen, the only question tonight is this, Sushil. Is that why this lament? Does it matter to you, Advocate Umair Junaidi, at all, as an Indian, that this man has been completely anti-Indian? All he has done over the last decade has been targeting of the Hindu community and targeting of India to project himself as a leader of the Muslim world. Or does that not matter to you at all? Does it not, do you not care about it? Asif. And Omar.
Very good evening, Arnab. First of all, I would like to say Assalam, Ya Shaheed, Assalam. Now, the point is, the Shia community in India are having a matam, having their anger demonstrated on the killing of their leader. It might be the supreme leader of Iran or the leader of Shia community. What's wrong in that? The point is, it is not about India or versus India. It is about the affiliation. However, we have seen...
What affiliation?
We have seen...
What affiliation, if I may ask you to be more exact?
They follow the Shiaism.
Okay.
And Khamenei was the Shia leader.
Yes.
And he was respected as a Shia leader, irrespective of region.
No, just a follow-up of that, just a follow-up of that, to Syed Tajamul, who's a spokesperson of Mehbooba Mufti's party, PDP. If I were to ask, Sanju, just give me a moment, let me hear this view and certainly coming to you. If I were to ask one question, that it occurs to me that Khamenei has been supporting Pakistan against India, therefore questioning India's sovereignty, right? And
so that's
I'm just asking a question.
These people are not supporting because he was pro-Pakistani.
No,
These people are having the protest. These people are...
Yeah, but we need to.
He was the Shia leader.
Yeah, but may I? You see, these lines get blurred. Thank you, Umar. Umar, hear my argument. Hear my argument. You see, the lines get. Hear my argument. Hear my argument and then respond. Hear my argument alone. I'm just saying, hear my argument.
The point is, he was a Shia leader and the Shia community is...
Good, he was a Shia leader, but he's a Shia leader in Iran.
Unnecessary getting this politics into it because he was...
I am not getting politics into it. I am just asking myself that if there was a Hindu leader in Nepal, for example, and a very big Hindu leader. Listen to me. Can you not finish my... please don't appear victimized. Please don't play the victim card.
I was questioned about the killings of Hindus in Nepal.
Yeah, just a moment, please. Thank you. Omar, let's be... Omar, we need to be... Omar, don't behave like Taslim Rahmani. Now, my question is this, see...
I am Umesh Junaidi and I behave like Umesh Junaidi. I am not Taslim Rahmani. I am keeping...
No, but you're behaving like Taslim Rahmani right now. So don't do that. You are a more intelligent man than that. See, I am saying today...
Thank you for that compliment.
Thank you. I'm speaking to Syed Tajamul, please. Thank you. Syed, the supreme leader of Iran has been killed by America. Okay? This killing of Khamenei... This killing of Khamenei is not an attack on Indian Muslims. And some people are portraying this as an attack on Muslims. We must understand there are several Muslim countries who are being attacked by Iran. This is not a Muslim versus non-Muslim issue. But there are some people, I suspect your leader Mehbooba Mufti also wants to project this as a Muslim issue. It's not a Muslim issue. And therefore we need to draw the line, stop the protests at one point. My thoughts. Syed Tajamul, please.
Thank you, Arnab. Jammu Kashmir and Iran, it has its own relationships, be it the business, tradition, culture.
No, one minute. Jammu Kashmir is a part of India. You can say India and Iran. I will not say, one minute. I will, for example, not say... No, don't do that. No, because Jammu and Kashmir does not have sovereignty. Please understand that. I will not say Assam and Israel have a long relationship. Don't try to do that sub-nationalism on my program, Syed. I will call you out for it. You can say Kashmiri students go to Iran, but don't say Jammu and Kashmir and Iran. Your foreign policy is the foreign policy of India. Your security doctrine is security doctrine of India. You are subservient and part of the Indian security doctrine. Don't play that card that we will have our own relationship with Iran. You will not have.
Arnab,
you cannot have.
Number two.
No, number one was wrong.
Let me speak for a second, if you have spoken enough. So I will come to number two. As far as Khamenei, it is not Khomeini, it is Khamenei.
Khamenei, okay, don't go on that. Khamenei, fine, my pronunciation is wrong. I know the spelling. Khamenei, yeah, that's fine. I'm not.
No, it's not like.
Can you just go to the point, please? Thank you.
Yes, because Khamenei and Khomeini, there is a difference between these two leaders, so we should not...
I know the difference between the two leaders. Can you come to the point?
Now, let's come to the Khamenei. Yes, please, give me, listen to me. When you are talking about the protesters in Lal Chowk or all over Badgam, Khanda, what your reporter was saying, Who has arranged these protests? These protests are done from the soil of the India, just to give a message to the whole nations that the Iranian president, the Iranian country, the relationship between Iran and India has not been so bad, and it is being projected from last 1 month or so. The Prime Minister's visit to Israel, and very next day, whole story comes up that Iran is being fired by missiles and other things. So the people are not arranging these protests over the shoulders of the leadership. You take the case of the Badgam, there is a large population of the Shias. In Srinagar, you have Jadibal, you have all over almost 3 to 4 areas where Shias are dominating. You are also seeing the Muharram processions are arranged from the Jadibal
I don't understand the logic here. One minute. Tajamul, I have a question. This question, I don't take interruption.
Arnab?
Just one thought. When Arnab Goswami says, I think we should bring Bangladeshi Hindus here, you say, why? They are Bangladeshi, you are Indian. Don't have a Hindu feeling. Don't have a Hindu feeling. Don't have a Hindu feeling. But here there's only a Muslim feeling.
Already the Bangladeshis are here.
1 minute. Don't make absurd comments. My point, viewers, is this. We need to be...
That shows
because I'm on the point, because I'm the only channel in the country which is on the right point. You see, I'm not among those pseudo channels trying to analyze how the Tomahawk missile goes. I'm not a pseudo. I am saying here today I'm concerned, because I'm concerned, Sanju. I'm very concerned because some people are trying to use the killing of Khamenei.
Martyr of Khamenei.
The killing of Khamenei. Khamenei. Okay, fine, the killing of Khamenei as a weaponization. They are trying to weaponize the killing of Khamenei. They are trying to weaponize the killing of Khamenei to provoke local sentiments in India. It could No, you stop directly or indirectly trying to invoke sentiments of jihad among Indian citizens. Don't do that.
Can I come in?
Don't do that.
And support American imperialism.
Sanju is on the debate. Sanju.
And support American imperialism.
We need to be very careful.
Arnab, now I heard everybody without interjecting. And, it was good to see somebody from PDP giving tutorials to all of us on Khamenei or Khamenei. I really don't care. The fact of the matter is this, that since the Islamic Revolution in 1979 in Iran, and this is data that can be checked from multiple sources, it's publicly documented. Iran in the last couple of decades gave more than $700 million to Hamas. It gave more than $600 million to Al-Qaeda. It gave more than $2 billion to Hezbollah and gave more than $16 billion to Bashar al-Assad's dictatorial regime in Syria. So Iran has not covered itself in glory, point number one. Point number two, Tali do haath se bachti hai. Yes, we have long-standing friendship with Iran, but Iran did not care two hoots about putting us under the bus. When I say us, I mean the Indian government. Iran took a stand against India pertaining to the Kashmir issue at the OIC. Iran took a stand against India pertaining to CAA. Iran took a stand against India pertaining to abrogation of Article 370. Iran took a stand against India pertaining to the Shaheen Bagh riots. So if Iran has always been dictated by its own interest, why should India not be guided by its own interest? That's my moot point. And my final point is this.
Not changing.
Everybody, Arnab, who's sitting here and saying why Prime Minister Modi has not shed copious tears or, offered
because he's
compromised. Let's just keep one thing very clear. And Vivek Srivastava talking about compromise, I think he should keep quiet. He's a paid analyst. He gets paid to spew venom against Modi.
Speaking about Vivek.
He was out of job.
No.
He was out of job.
It's a compromised nation. You are discussing Iran.
You three
Nobody is discussing America.
BJP panelists, so please shut up.
No, nobody is discussing.
No, you don't have to use the word shut up. It is inappropriate.
No.
Let us use more pleasant language. Thank you.
Thank you. And I hope you will
So,
also.
I mean, nobody is discussing the American tyranny. America decides who is going to be the president of which country. America decides who is going to be the prime minister of which country. America takes the decision, and India stands and claps. The prime minister went to Israel. He was aware of what was going to happen in the world. Okay? He took an award. He agreed to support Trump.
I will call this leftist.
What has America got to do with Iran? I don't understand.
I will call this leftist.
Why did America join hands with Israel to attack Iran? I don't understand. And we are discussing only Indian Muslims and Islamophobia. And mind you, Iran is not finished.
He does not understand the meaning of de-escalation.
And India needs to go and support Iran in every way. Because Iran is morally correct.
ठीक है, अपनी गुंडागर्दी चालू कीजिए. गुंडागर्दी के कारण आपको
The debate is not whether Khamenei was good or bad.
You were begging
the debate is whether Donald Trump has the right to decide who is going to be the supreme leader of Iran.
No,
I engaged in gundagardi. You do
and you don't have the guts to criticize the Americans.
You do gundagardi on TV debates. Shant ho jao.
No, I am not. I asked you a very simple question. I asked you a very simple question.
Is it possible?
I said, will somebody
Vivek, thanks very much. Asif Sohail, let me bring you in with. Let me bring in Asif Sohail with Sanju.
I wish my country supported Iran.
Asif,
we stood with it in this time of
just
crisis.
give me a moment. Give me 1 moment. Asif Sohail and Sanju. Sanju, 1 minute. I'm taking him off. I'm bringing Asif in. Sanju, give me a moment. Asif, my question to you is, I'm not surprised because we have a large Shia population in India, right? And there are protests. I am not sure of only one thing. Are these protests anti-Israel, anti-USA, pro-Khamenei, or an assertion of Muslim identity? Because if you look at his position, Khamenei has called us an oppressor country.
Exactly.
He says India is an oppressor. Indians are tyrants. Indian Muslims are in danger. He says he lied about our country saying Muslims are being massacred. And ladies and gentlemen, we are right now getting breaking news that explosions have been heard from near Iran's nuclear facility. This has just been heard here right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's happened near Isfahan. Moment I have more, I will come back to it. Go back to the debate. Now, he led a Twitter battle against our country. We've been very tolerant. At one point, Asif, you must ask yourself, not that this man was a Shia leader, but that he was against our country's interest. Or are you going to say that does not matter? You see, obviously you can't support someone who is with Pakistan and against India after Pahalgam. If you say, I don't care, that this man supported the country that sent people to tell Hindus to recite the kalma or be killed. If you say it doesn't matter to me, then I will question you and ask you where your loyalty lies. I will ask you. 1 minute, I will ask you. Vivek, you keep quiet. I'm talking to Asif.
Why don't you question the Americans for a change?
I'll talk to the Americans. Nobody's questioning Americans more than me. Go with those visuals, please. 1 minute. Can I go with every guest here? My question was to Asif.
Sir, मैं इसका जवाब दूं आपको?
आप दीजिए.
No. You want the Americans to decide who is going to be the next Prime Minister of India?
Sir,
just like
sir,
they decided to
रुक जाइए आप, मैं जवाब दे नहीं दीजिए आप मुझे.
You want that? You want that? Why don't you just say that America is an imperialist country?
Will be decided by Indians. Just like the last 3 elections were won by Narendra Modi.
Sir, आप ये लोग से डिबेट करवाना है तो मुझसे सवाल मत पूछिए आप फिर.
For the first time, Modi will be back as Prime Minister for the 4th time in 2029. So Vivek Srivastava, start howling in anticipation that the Congress and left are being wiped out layer by layer. Your leftist government is only there in Kerala. वहां पर भी केरला में आपने कौन से झंडे गाड़ लिए? Every time there is a landslide, Kerala is in floods. Pinarayi Vijayan goes to Mayo Clinic at Rochester in Minnesota at taxpayer expense. And then Vivek Srivastava, the acolyte, the Darbari, the retainer of Pinarayi Vijayan, comes on television debates and has the audacity to lecture Narendra Modi, has the audacity to lecture the BJP. पहले चुनाव जीतो, केरला से बाहर की दुनिया भी देखिए, चुनाव जीतना आता नहीं है, पर मोदी सरकार को
Khamenei told the Iranian parliament to attack India. And the Iranian parliament passed resolutions saying India is an anti-Muslim country. How come this does not matter to you, Asif? Just curious people of India want to know where your loyalties lie.
सर देखिए, मैं जवाब दूंगा आपको। जब सियासत गोलियों से और बमों से की जाती है तो इंसानियत मर जाती है सर। देखिए, शहीद आयतुल्ला खमैनी को जब शहीद किया गया है तो सिर्फ एक सुप्रीम लीडर की मौत नहीं है सर, एक सारे रीजन की मौत है, सारे कंट्रियों के अंदर ट्रेड के ऊपर इफेक्ट होगा सर। देखिए, एक सियासी अगर इख्तलाफात है तो टारगेट किलिंग करने से क्या होगा सर। देखिए, ये कौम जो हो सो मौला अली और इमाम हुसैन को मानने वाली है सर। इनके लिए हर दिन आशुरा है, हर दिन करबला है सर। जो लोग फलस्तीन गाजा के लिए ठहरे उसके लिए मातम किया जा रहा है, कंडेम कर रहे हैं। मैं भी स्ट्रांगली कंडेम कर रहा हूं इनकी मौत के ऊपर। सर देखिए, आज हिंदुस्तान खामोश क्यों है? देखिए, बराबर ईरान ने हमारे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी क्राइसिस में हमारे साथ किया, ट्रेड में साथ दिया है सर। पेट्रोल को सस्ता दिया जाता है। देखिए, एक मुल्क के अपने आइडियोलॉजी है, उनके अपने इश्यूज है। जब उनको मारते हैं तो हिंदुस्तान से भी एक हमारे वजीर आजम उसको कंडेम करना चाहिए, पर इनको मारने से 2 दिन पहले इजराइल जाकर यह बताया कि सारा हिंदुस्तान खामोश है। इसलिए आज गलियों में हर हिंदुस्तान आज इसको कंडेम किया गया है। समझे सर, हर गली में आज वजीर आजम को कंडेम किया गया है। आप मुझे बताइए, आप
Please stop making false equivalences.
समझे, बोलिए आप।
Did you have the guts to condemn your radical Islamist brothers
हमारे मुल्क के खिलाफ जो करेगा हम उसके खिलाफ बराबर बोलेंगे सर। सर, इनका बकवास बंद करिए आप मुझे अगर सवाल करे हैं तो इनका नाम अगर आसिफ हुसैन सोहेल है तो इन्हें जवाब देने दीजिए। आप इनका नाम भी बदल दिया क्या? संजू वर्मा ने अपना नाम बदल दिया क्या? मुझे बताइए आप।
Do you have the guts to call out radical Islamist terror?
आसिफ हुसैन कर लिया है क्या?
Do you have the guts to call out radical Islamist terror?
आप बदल लिया है तो जवाब दीजिए आप मुझे फिर।
You sit on television debates and lecture the BJP. Let me tell you what the UN has said. It says 9 out of top 10 terror organizations in the world
आप लोग नागपुर की हर वो स्क्रिप्ट लेकर आके नेशनल टेलीविजन, बहुत अफसोस की बात है। आप फिलोसफी के फैक्ट में बताइए आप।
ISIS इस्लामिस्ट, हिजबुल मुजाहिदीन इस्लामिस्ट।
मैं आपसे यही सवाल कर रहा हूँ, अगर ये चीज के ऊपर जब एक कंट्री के सुप्रीम लीडर को असैसिनेशन किया जाता है तो हमारे
शांत हो जाइए।
मुझे सुनाई।
अरे सबको शांत करा के आप ही बोलेंगे क्या?
सर,
आप एक ही टीम में हो क्या?
आपकी औकात दिखाई जा रही है क्योंकि आप यहाँ बैठकर हिंदुओं को
नाम बदलकर संजू वर्मा ने अपना नाम बदलकर आसिफ हुसैन रख लिया है। संजू वर्मा ने अपना नाम बदलकर आसिफ हुसैन रख लिया।
आप एक सवाल पूछ रहे हैं मुझे। नहीं, एक बात बताइए मुझे। उमर सुबुही देयर विद अस 1 मिनट। वो सुबुही, एक मिनट। उमर मैं एक सवाल आपसे पूछता हूं कि आज आप कह रहे हैं और सब आप जितने आप लोग हैं आप ये कह रहे हैं सुशील कि भारत को ईरान के साथ खड़ा होना चाहिए। मैं सिर्फ एक उल्टा सवाल आपसे करूंगा। आई विल ओनली आस्क 1 काउंटर क्वेश्चन टू दैट, सुबुही एंड फर्स्ट सुशील। डिड ईरान स्टैंड विद अस आफ्टर पहलगाम? Or did they also go to Pakistan? Did they send a delegation to? Did Iran stand with us after Pahalgam?
The whole matter is something different.
Which not? No. Did Iran stand with us? Did Iran stand with us after the Pahalgam massacre and during Operation Sindoor?
If you have problem,
did they?
Stop having the trade, import
They didn't stand with us.
Or did they bring the religious card at that time? And you're bringing a religious card now, Sushil.
Yes.
If somebody stands,
don't do areyar on me, Sushil.
Pulwama, they didn't stand with us on 370. They didn't stand with us on Pahalgam. They never stood with us. In fact, we have been unilaterally standing with Iran all the time. They never stood with us. This is a jihadi regime in Iran. They didn't even stand with their own citizens.
Definitely.
Iranian dictator did not stand with their own citizens. Iranian dictator massacred its own unarmed innocent citizens. Iranian dictator massacred its own unarmed innocent citizens. And the citizens of Iran called for the death of this dictator. Very Iranian citizens are sick and tired of this rule.
I remember what
Forget
Hitler
India.
Said.
This man did not even belong in Iran.
He wanted to justify his decision of killing them.
Iranian
it's
citizens
not a justification. You're getting it wrong. One minute. Let me bring in Subuhi
There
here.
are 9 million plus
I just wish to.
All
I just wish to elevate.
Erupted in revolt, in protest.
Sushil, I just want to bring some sanity into this discussion. And why I'm saying this, Subuhi, is because it's very easy to bring some Muslims together in India and to start saying Jai Philistine one day and Jai Khamenei one day. I think the same Muslims in India should be educated that most of the Muslim world is against Iran. United Arab Emirates is a Muslim country, it's against Iran. Saudi Arabia is a Muslim country, it's against Iran.
It will never change.
Kuwait is a Muslim country, it's against Iran.
If you
Qatar is a Muslim country, it's against Iran.
This will continue to happen.
Jordan is a Muslim country, it's against Iran. Lebanon is a Muslim country, primarily it's against Iran.
It is an American colony.
You are making it a Muslim issue. They are making it, Subuhi, they are making it a Muslim issue. And Muslims in India must know most of the Muslim world is against Iran.
Let them be against Iran.
Yes.
If
You just want to make an issue to weaponize it for your political intent. Subuhi is on the debate. Subuhi, 1 versus 1.
what they are saying is,
Yes. Arnab, you know what? This is why I like your journalism, because you ask targeted questions addressing the root of the problem. Hats off to you. आपने बहुत सही बोला कि भारतीय मुसलमानों को इंस्टिगेट करने के लिए, इमोशनल करने के लिए उनकी इमोशनल एंकरिंग इस्लाम की तरफ कर दी जाती है किसी भी मुद्दे को लेकर,
किसी मुद्दे पे वेपनाइज करिए,
कोई लेना देना ही ना हो। सबसे पहली बात,
यहाँ पे किसने किया?
सबसे पहली बात तो देखिए ईरान ने सबसे पहले अर्नब, ये कौन बोल रहे हैं? इनकी आवाज कम कराइए, मुझे सिर्फ कुछ पॉइंट्स मेक कर।
उमर जुनैदी जी, थोड़ा सा तो आप सब्र कीजिए प्लीज।
पॉइंट्स,
यस यू स्पीक।
जी अर्नब, सबसे पहले देखिए ईरान ने हमें पुलवामा में, पहलगाम में, ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में, 370 में, पाकिस्तान सब्जेक्ट पर, कश्मीर सब्जेक्ट पर, सीएए पर, सब्जेक्ट पर ईरान ने भारत को सपोर्ट नहीं किया। पहली चीज। दूसरी चीज, ईरान अगर शिया का भी सपोर्टर होता तो आज तक पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ उसने स्टैंड क्यों नहीं लिया, जो शियाओं को वाजिबे कत्ल बोलता है। सोचिए, जो देश अमेरिका से लड़ रहा है, पाकिस्तान को तो मक्खी की तरह कुचल देना था, इतना स्ट्रांग देश, लेकिन कभी स्टैंड नहीं लिया उस देश के खिलाफ जो वाजिबे कत्ल एकदम ऑफिशियली बोलते थे, शियाओं को मारते थे, काटते थे, चीथड़े उड़ा देते थे। तीसरा पॉइंट, ईरान अगर सुन्नी सपोर्टर या मुस्लिम सपोर्टर होता तो मिडिल ईस्ट में इतने सारे आतंकवादी संगठन खड़े करके मुसलमानों को ही काहे मार रहे थे? लेबनान में हिजबुल्ला, गाजा में हमास, यमन में हुतीज, सीरिया में, इराक में, सऊदी में, बहरीन में, हर जगह आतंकवादी संगठन बना के मुसलमानों को ही मार रहे थे। और हम लोग किसी भी पॉलिटिकल लोगों के इमोशनल बहकावे में आकर उनके एक अयातुल्ला अली खमेनी की डेथ को, उनकी डेथ को हम कंपेयर कर रहे हैं हजरत अली से, इमाम हसन से, इमाम हुसैन से। हमारी बेवकूफी है। वी आर कंपेयर अ पॉलिटिकल लीडर विद आवर हाईएस्ट स्पिरिचुअल लीडर्स। हम इमाम हसन, इमाम हुसैन का नाम लेकर छातियां पीट रहे हैं, तो ये हमारी कहीं ना कहीं बेवकूफी है, कम पॉलिटिकल नॉलेज है। भारतीय मुसलमान को
Let me respond. You have actually
विदेश नीति देखनी चाहिए किसमें भारतीय सुरक्षा।
Iran remained silent when Pahalgam attacked. When in South Kashmir the CRPF convoy was attacked. My simple question to Arnab you is that why should Iran enter into the issue between India and Pakistan. When we are
then I have a question for you too, if I may.
When we are not taking...
Syed, I like that question. I love that question. Please. But then I will also ask you.
Please.
Khamenei was killed because he had a regional issue with Tel Aviv. Why should we get into a regional issue between Tehran and Tel Aviv?
No.
Why should we get into?
I will respond.
That is our historical stand.
I will respond.
What historical?
Prime Minister Vajpayee also supported it. Let Sanju Verma
Yes,
say Vajpayee.
yes. This is the political exercise of India. We have good relationship with Iran.
I have no obligation to support Iran.
All alone when countries, superpowers like Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump is attacking Iran. Why should India go away from this side when India was sharing a lot of things together with Iran?
Israel is the father.
Your leader Mehbooba Mufti said
Either let me speak or I have to listen to you for next 4 minutes and wind up here. You have raised some questions, Arnab. I have one more query. I have one more. When you are saying that Iran should issue their statement when Pahalgam incident happened, why should Iran enter between India and Pakistan or between Kashmir and
Why should India enter between Iran? Why should India enter between Tehran and Tel Aviv? Why should
Iran be responsible for the
अटैक करो, हम क्यों घुसे इसमें? इट्स अ मुस्लिम वर्ल्ड में फाइट हो रही है. मुस्लिम वर्ल्ड डिवाइडेड है. मुसलमान वर्ल्ड डिवाइड हो चुका है. शिया सुन्नी हो रही है. कतर वर्सेस. Why should it's a fight in the Muslim world? If the Muslim world is fighting, attacking each other, why should I get involved? Yes, what's your problem? Yes, Omar Junaidi. Muslim countries are attacking Muslim countries.
Netanyahu and Donald Trump. It is not like that. It is not like that.
Muslim world is fighting Muslim world. What should I do?
It is not like that.
Why should I get involved? Why should India get involved?
Not a religious.
I asked you today, Sushi.
More than a religious.
Why should India get involved in a battle within the Muslim world? There is a battle. Muslim countries are attacking Muslim countries.
He has been always speaking.
It is Saudi Arabia versus Iran. Unka internal battle hai. Why should we get involved?
Lecturers of the late Khamenei. He was speaking for the humanity. He was never speaking for.
But why should we get involved?
Never speaking for to be nuclear or non-nuclear.
But why should I get involved in a fight between them?
The conclusion that a Baisaran attack happened and Iran should have stood for the Indian only.
Sushil.
By protesters, there was Mehbooba Mufti was the first lady who took on the streets and marched all over the Lal Chowk.
Sushil, louder.
Why should Muslims in India
and the relationship with countries?
Thank you.
Asif versus this.
Thank you, Arnab.
Why would you?
Very good question. Why should Muslims of India be bothered when there is a war far away from our borders? And the answer is, in the name of religious freedom, we have allowed mushrooming of madrasas that brainwash our Muslims from a very young age. They get them oriented towards lands far away from India, towards issues far away from India, towards leadership far away from India. That is how they get disconnected from national interest and they get connected with interests which have nothing to do with India. This is our madrasa education and government of India funds it.
Umar.
In the name of secularism, in the name of religious freedom.
Sir, देखिए जब
we have generation after generation of Muslims bred and raised on such bigotry. And therefore we have no reason to ask this question why do Indian Muslims get involved.
और हम as a Indian Muslim बराबर कंडेम करेंगे सर इसको अब समझे आप जहाँ पे इंसानियत का खतरा हो रहा है यहूदियों जो मुसलमानों को मार रहे हैं उसके खिलाफ हम आवाज उठाएंगे बराबर उठाएंगे
आप वन वे ट्रैफिक करते हैं मैत्री का दोस्ती का हमदर्दी का
कल भी उठाया आज भी
देश के साथ हमदर्दी करने वाले मुल्क नहीं है
के खिलाफ हमारी
इसी देश को हमदर्दी
बुलंद रहेगी
बीमारी है
हमारे मुल्क का परचम हमेशा बुलंद रहेगा
आपकी आवाज बुलंद होगी लेकिन जब हम तकलीफ में हैं उनकी आवाज बुलंद नहीं होगी
हमें
हम हमदर्दी रखेंगे लेकिन वो हमसे हमदर्दी नहीं रखेंगे
मुसलमान हो हिंदू हो
एक हाथ से
I'll tell you one thing आप कुछ भी कहे उमर see I feel also I am also against the killing of anyone Khamenei anyone like this it's not the right approach I'm critical of Trump but please understand and please tell every one of your Muslim brothers and sisters everyone on Muslims in India must understand इससे हमारा कोई लेना देना नहीं है It is their war.
Just ask him, does he continue?
Sir, Prime Minister,
Muslim world versus Muslim world चल रहा है. Why should we get into it?
इसके वजीर आजम को भी बोलिए आप.
संजू,
अगर उनका दुख है कि छाती पीटने से, सीना पीटने से अगर उनका दुख कम होता तो कम.
please, first of all, don't get so angry. Bhai, what did I say?
Terror attack happened
Yes, Sanju.
because those people refused to recite the kalma. They were asked to take off their trousers. They were identified as Hindus and then they were shot at point blank range. आपके जवाब में से किसी ने भी हम सेक्युलरिज्म रचना बंद करिए. सेक्युलरिज्म का
Now you say that the terrorists were Iranian.
Do you have the guts to condemn your home for Tehran terror attack? Do you have the guts to condemn your Jamaat brothers?
Madam, we have condemned it. Have a check first. Have a check first. Ask your NAPO team to give you the correct information.
We Hindus are peaceful. You radical guys are not. We Hindus are peaceful. You radical Islamists.
We have seen during Navami. We have seen everything. अरे आप नागपुर से करेक्ट स्क्रिप्ट मंगवाइए मैडम.
सब से जुदा यही करते हैं आप और यही कहते हैं आप. तलवार की धार पर हिंदुओं का गला काटते हैं
या नहीं कहेंगे उससे आपको क्या लेना देना है.
गला काटते हैं.
अरे कहेंगे या नहीं कहेंगे कानून उसकी परिक्रमा करेगा.
सेक्युलर ज्ञान देते हो आप. शर्म आनी चाहिए. Do you remember?
अरे मैडम जी आप नागपुर से करेक्ट स्क्रिप्ट मंगवाया करिए.
Who was killed by your brothers? Do you remember कन्हैया लाल जिसका गुस्ताखे रसूल करके आपने गला तार दिया? याद है कन्हैया लाल? याद है? Do you remember?
दाढ़ी के ऊपर कैसे मारा गया?
भाषण मत करना.
Hijacked by the Hindu, this what do you say, the organizations. अरे बाबा सब देख रहे हैं.
You guys are radical. Please accept it.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think our primary focus should be on the well-being of Indian citizens in Bahrain, UAE, Kuwait, Qatar. I am also not happy that Ayatollah Khamenei has been killed, but he has been killed. Now we shouldn't get and enter this fight.
Bro, Ayatollah Khamenei was.
We should not enter this fight, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, why I believe on the other hand tonight, Donald Trump has miscalculated a bit. I found a lot of bravado in what Hegseth said today, but very little content. Ladies and gentlemen, America has it bitten off more than it can chew. And China and Russia have not even entered this fight. When we are back.
Time for a quick breather.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला. सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप.